How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another video. So recently we got our two fields over here linked up to create one big field, and we got this field as well as the south farm both seeded with grass, and we need to roll them. So we are going to do that this morning, and once we have that done, we shouldn't have to worry about them for a little while. Once we see grass starting to pop through the ground, we'll do another application of fertilizer, and after that it's just a waiting game, and hopefully we'll end up with two nice high yielding fields, grass fields over here, which will eventually turn into silage. So that is priority this morning. We'll get the Ford fired up, and we'll get our new roller connected up. So that's our new roller over there, exactly the same as our old one, just about 1 meter or about 3 foot wider. So it should make rolling go a little bit quicker, which is nice. And yeah, after that I'm not 100% sure. But in other news, we had a front attacher over here, which effectively just hooked up to the front of a tractor, and it created a front attacher to attach weights and so forth. But we haven't really used that in a long time, and I don't think we are going to use it at all. So I put that up for sale online, and I had someone pick that up early this morning, so got a fair chunk of money for that actually. So we are currently sitting on £25,365. But get the Ford fired up, and we'll let that run for a second. The quad bike, actually, let's put this back in the shed. I sort of left it out here. I had it out of the way to get all of the equipment put away. Actually, we need to put that away as well, that spreader. So, in fact, I'll probably just leave the quad bike here for now until we get that put away. Otherwise, it's just going to be in the way of that. But yeah, all of the equipment is put away where it belongs. We do still have the soybeans in that trailer, and still keeping an eye on that. Prices are still going up, so I'm going to hold off a little bit longer and try and get a nice high price for that. But let's get this roller hooked up, and we'll hop into the fields and we'll start work. I'm not really sure what we'll do when we are done here. Might take a quick look and see if there's any contract jobs available. I'm trying to sort of save up for either another property. That is sort of the main idea, is to save up for another property. I haven't really taken a look to see if anything's available, but I also maybe want to buy something like a small pickup truck, or possibly a side-by-side. So I am kind of keeping that in mind as well. But I haven't really seen anything that caught my attention. But we'll see. We'll have to make a decision when we get around to it. If anything does pop up that might be of interest, then we'll make that decision then. But we are going to get that roller dropped down, and we are going to get these two fields knocked out, and then we'll take it from there. So as usual, we are going to get the drone out, and we'll get these fields done. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so that is job done, and that went very well. The new roller did a good job, as suspected, and also the Ford coped with the new roller just fine. I was a little bit concerned that it might be slightly on the heavy side, but no, it all worked out just fine. So very happy with that, and as mentioned, we shouldn't have to do anything with the fields for a little while. Once we see some growth appearing on the fields, we'll do another application of fertilizer, and after that it's just a waiting game, and hopefully eventually we'll get to make some nice silage of those two fields. But while I was busy in the tractor, I thought I would give the dealership a quick call and find out if they maybe have an old pickup or something, possibly a side-by-side that's going fairly cheaply that I can take a look at. And they did mention that they got a side-by-side, a John Deere side-by-side in about 2 weeks ago, but they haven't got around to it yet. It's just been sitting in their workshop, so they haven't gone through it, they haven't cleaned it or anything. And they said that I'm welcome to come and take a look, and I'll have the option of taking it as is, of course, as previously, with a bit of a discount. We've done that a few times. We did that on the Ford and on the forage wagon, actually. Or we can just leave it there for a few days. They'll go through it and make sure everything's good on it. They'll clean it up, and then we can pick it up at whatever the price is going to be for it. And I thought I'll take a quick look. I'm not 100% sure if that is what I really want, a side-by-side. I think a pickup will probably be a better option, but I mean, the side-by-side would kind of be nice as well, because it's not quite as maneuverable as the quad bike, but definitely more maneuverable than a pickup truck. But yeah, not quite as comfortable, I don't think. But anyway, we'll take a quick look. I didn't ask about price, so we'll have to find out. They did say that I can just head straight into the workshop. It is there. So let's take a quick look. I do like that thing. Would be nice to have one of them on the farm. Not that we need it, but it would be nice. But there we go. John Deere, side-by-side. XUV 865E. Okay. That actually looks pretty good. I mean, it's dirty, but that's no big deal. Yeah, I mean, there's not that much that can go wrong on these things. I quite like that. Unfortunately, no windscreen. I would have liked to have a windscreen, but maybe that's something that we can have fitted later on. I know you get these actually with a full cab, so you get doors and a windscreen and all. But, yeah, I think they are quite a bit more expensive though. Okay, I kind of like that. Like I say, maybe we can add a windscreen, maybe doors later on. But I'm going to find out, see what the price on this is. And then I'll have to make a decision on that. So yeah, I'll have a quick chat with them. And then we'll make a decision based on, well, price, I guess. Alright, so I found out, and the price for it as is £10,000. And I thought about it for a little bit, and I decided against it. I just don't really want to spend that kind of money right now on something that is not absolutely necessary, because I would like to buy some more land fairly soon, and also we are going to have to upgrade our rower and mower very soon as well, before those two fields are ready for mowing. So yeah, I decided to not go for it. It's a pity. I think it would have been nice. I think especially if we added a windscreen and possibly some doors down the line, it would have been a nice little vehicle to get around with. But I guess for the moment we are just going to stick with the quad bike. It's not ideal, but it works. So yeah, unfortunately that one is not for us. But I did take a quick look, and I found a harvesting job, a wheat field that needs harvesting. It's a field that we are familiar with. We've done some work on this field a few times, if memory serves. And yeah, it's quite a nice chunk of money that we'll make off of this job, because it is quite a big field. I do think the equipment that we are working with is familiar equipment. I'll just confirm when we get there. But yeah, I do know the person that owns the field, So I'm quite familiar with the equipment. But yeah, so we are going to do that, and hopefully that'll get us closer to our goal of buying another piece of land. And I will be keeping an eye out for a mower and rower as well. It's not desperate because it's going to be a while before those fields are going to be ready. But yeah, I don't want to leave it until last minute and then we don't really have much in terms of options, because we'll just have to grab whatever is available at the time. Yeah, we are going to make our way down to this this field. We'll take a quick look at the equipment and then we'll get that knocked out. Alright, so that is the equipment, and it looks like the New Holland 770 and Class 650 probably. Very nice canola field over here, and I have to say our canola field back home is looking really, really nice. And I'm looking forward to getting into harvesting on that very, very soon. That is the CH770, and the tractor is definitely a Class. Is it the 650? It is the 650. That is a very nice tractor. Quite familiar with them at this point. And then a nice big AgroLiner trailer. Fantastic. I wonder how many of our trailers you would need to fill that trailer. Probably about 20, I would imagine. Those are big trailers. But this is the field. It is a wheat field. It is a big field. It's a bit of an odd-shaped field. So I don't know if we're going to be able to use GPS on this one, but that's fine. We might give it a go, but I don't think so. But yeah, we'll get the equipment going. I think everything should be ready to go. That all looks good. Get that fired up. I'll take a quick look and see if that trailer is hooked up properly. Well, electronics and hydraulics and all, at least. Yeah. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I think we are ready to go. But yeah, our canola field is sort of in a similar stage by the looks of it to this field here. And hopefully we can get into that very soon, as well as our field bean field. And I'm hoping that prices will be nice and high, because we can't really sit on any of our crop, because we don't have any crop storage facility, which is probably something we should look into as well at some point. But we are gonna get going over here. We're gonna get this field knocked out, so we'll get the drone out, and yeah, we are hopefully not gonna spend too much time on this field, but I think that is wishful thinking because it's a big field. I think this is gonna take us forever. But anyway, we are gonna get that drone out and we're gonna get into it. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so that is job done, and that went very well. It is quite a bit later in the day though than what I thought it would be when we finish up, and it's not really the job itself, that was time consuming. Unfortunately, about halfway through the field, we had a bit of a rain spell that came through, and I had to wait for that to pass, and also I had to wait for everything to dry down again enough for me to get back into the field and finish the harvest. But we got everything dropped off, and we ended up making a good chunk of money. We are currently sitting on 34,285 pounds, so the bank account is going up quite nicely again, and hopefully we can put that towards some more equipment, probably a mower and a rower, and maybe if we get that up a little bit more, we can start thinking about maybe another piece of property somewhere down the line. Now, I do realize that at some point we might have to think about taking loans instead of trying to do everything cash, because progress is slow when you try and do everything cash. I just kind of like the stress-free nature of doing everything cash. But yeah, if we really do want to grow the operation properly, we'll have to start thinking about loans. Unfortunately, at the moment, the interest rates are a little bit high on loans, about 6.5% when I last checked. So yeah, installments will be quite high, but it's maybe something we'll have to think about doing somewhere down the line, possibly in the near future. I don't think we're going to be looking at properties like this anytime soon. It's a little bit too big. Our equipment can't quite cope with that. But yeah, we will have to maybe think about starting to upgrade equipment, because even on smaller fields, if we add any more than what we currently have, I think we'll start struggling a little bit as well. So yeah, equipment upgrades might be on the cards for us somewhere in the future, but like I say, we might have to think about taking loans for that, and maybe once we have some bigger, nicer equipment, then we can start looking at property like this. But until we have that done, I don't think it's a good idea. But yeah, we definitely won't be able to do everything in one go. We'll just have to sort of figure out where our weak spots are in terms of our equipment and upgrade that. And yeah, over a time period, we will eventually have a good fleet going. But yeah, we'll have to see how that all turns out. But we are going to leave it there for today. Unfortunately, not going to get any more work done today, I don't think. I might actually just spend the rest of the day going through the combine, because we are going to be harvesting our canola field and the field bean field down on the east fields there very soon. So I want to make sure that is ready to go. But we are going to leave it there for today. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.